right to a channel of light fluid. Welcome to a small cafe. Yes, it is in Rickmansworth. And if you're wondering why people are wondering if it's in Rickmansworth, go and have a listen to the original BBC radio Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Fit the Second will have your answer, but I strongly suggest listening to all 12 of them. It's really, really good. This was my entry for the Maywolf 2025 VN Jam. It's just a short story. As I'm recording it, the ratings are over, so I'm happy to do this now. And this is currently patrons only. In a couple of weeks, I will release it for the rest of you to have a watch if you're curious. Happens to be my first completed VN, so I just wanted to do something short here. And the theme was the light in the dark. So I think I managed that. Anyway, let's actually get going with this short story. Almost closing time. Tony is still nursing his cuppa over by the window, looking out to the wet high street. I don't get as many customers with this weather, but people prefer to come in to eat rather than sit outside with a takeaway coffee and bun. It evens out. In the mirror I glimpse what appears to be a large black mass. It takes a moment to realise it's me in my hoodie. It's obvious why I'm in the front row when I play rugby. I don't know why the previous owner thought a mirror with retro advertising was a good idea there. I really should take it down so it doesn't distract me so much. Never heard anyone praise it either. Maybe some pictures of Met trains would be good there. Something to think of another time anyway. I finish my own tea and start the final cleaning of tables. Someone might still come in, but it's best to be organised when you're on your paws all day. I have all but Tony's table clean. He knows when I close, and I don't like to get him to leave before he wants. When the door opens and a wolf in a suit walks in. Not my usual type of customer. I sometimes get business types at lunchtime when it's really busy out, as well as a lawyer next door, but most suits prefer their Cafe Augustus or Stellarbucks down the road. I recognise his face, though. A Reggie Hodder, big business type. You see him in the local papers a lot. Local wolf makes good and the like. Not my sort of wolf, but a customer is a customer. Good afternoon. We are closing soon, but I can still get you something. What'll it be? He looks around as if expecting something more than the small cafe in Rickmansworth. I suppose a cappuccino is out of the question. Not at all. One cappuccino coming up. I walk to the espresso maker and get his coffee going. This may not be a fancy coffee shop with super expensive beans, but I know my way around coffees. I quickly create his cappuccino and cross the table he chose. He flutters a fiver in my general direction with a muttered, "Keep the change." I'm actually impressed. I've never seen anyone manage to pay so dismissively before. I just go back to cleaning behind the counter while he sips his coffee and looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. Rule 1 of hospitality is to treat every customer well, until they prove otherwise. After a few minutes, Tony brings his empty mug over to me and grabs a couple of coins from his pocket. Hey, come on. You know your money's no good here. He smiles at me as he puts the coins back. There's a few of them I do that for. They have bigger things to worry about than the bottom line for a small cafe. Look after yourself out there, okay? Tony nods as he turns and lets himself out the door. Once he's walked down the high street a short way, I cross the door and flip the sign to closed. A couple of minutes late, but who cares? I just don't want him to notice me doing that and feel he should have left earlier. No rush to leave. Just want to stop more customers getting in. I'll end up here at midnight otherwise. I chuckle slightly to show it's a joke, even if a really weak one, but Hodor doesn't respond. Rule 87 is to just ignore any humour failures in customers, so I busy myself with cleaning Tony's mug. Rain's really coming down now. Hope he's found some shelter. I have the umbrella in my coat to help when I leave, at least. I would have loaned him the brolly, but I know he'd refuse. My thoughts are interrupted by a louder than normal clink of an empty cup on a saucer as Hodor finishes his cappuccino. Not bad, for a place like this anyway. I'm glad you liked it. I grab the cup and take it behind the counter to start cleaning. I have it in the dishwasher and start doing the last round of table wiping before he moves. He leans against the counter and watches as I clean. Though to be fair, they're all clean anyway. Why not let him pay? He suddenly asks. I cross behind the counter and empty the water down the sink before I reply. Why force him to pay? Because you are selling a product. People can't just take what they want and not give you anything for it. There, you're right. He looks smug until I continue. I have the right to give things to people for free, though. There's no rule of hospitality that says everything must be paid for. I can afford to give away a mug or two of tea, maybe a sticky bun. I can also give him a warm, dry and safe place to stay for an hour or two. His muscle scrunches up if he's trying to swallow an unpleasant taste. That is not an acceptable way to run a business. Less income, less profit. If people cannot afford to buy something, they should do without. I lean on the counter, getting comfortable. Even food and drink? Even that. I make an effort to keep my face expressionless as he gives himself away, but inwardly I'm smiling. I was sure he was the one I wanted, but it's always best to be certain. I think it's better to help people out when they need it. Look at me. I was found in a handbag at Baker Street Station. A handbag? His voice almost goes up 2 octaves at that. Yes, on the Circle Line platforms. The line is immaterial. We all have to compete for resources. Helping someone out means less for us. That is the way of life. I tilt my head to the left here in that. Even for a pup who hasn't opened their eyes? Losing both their parents is carelessness. It's their own fault. For a moment I wonder if I just walked into a play of some sort. Then it occurs to me. Being what he is, that actually makes sense to him. It's twisted and unpleasant, but given how he's created. Yet some have more than they need. They are beyond subsistence. They can spare some. They work for what they have. They deserve all of it. They're self-made? I ask, fully aware of the number of rich people who inherited from often dubious ancestors. Precisely. And they certainly worship their creator. What? Just quoting a wise man. I glance out of the window to make sure everything is going to plan. It is, but I can't help wondering if maybe I can get through to him. I tried with the other two and failed. I suppose it is in my nature to be optimistic about things. But can they continue with nobody else? What if a food shortage were to cause deaths or cause people to move away? How would they cope then? He waves his paw in a dismissive gesture. There'll always be a way for the strong-minded. My muzzle twitches as I try not to burst out laughing at how stupid that is, as if money solves all problems. A strong mind will grow crops, cook food, do the laundry. He adopts a pitying expression, as if I'm too stupid to understand the universal truth of money. There will always be those who will do the work for money. They just have to leave their communities and follow the jobs. For a business wolf, you understand very little of this. I do not see myself as such. I just run a small cafe. I reply with a smile. He looks around the place, rather as if he's just bought a new house is getting decorating ideas. Rather badly at that. Allowing people to eat and drink without paying? No. As to the decor... No, that mirror should stay. Definitely a more upmarket menu needed as well. You'll never get the best customers this way. I like the customers I have, though. I enjoy being able to help them out in a small way with 3 cups of tea and the like. But you should not. He's showing his true colours now. One last chance for him. Not what? Like people? Allow them free food? No, it is not acceptable. If people cannot pay for their food, then they must do without. Anyone can earn money for food. Those who choose not to must do without. He is irredeemable. I tried to give them all a chance, but there was nothing in them I could work with. And it seems that we cannot find any middle ground. It has been interesting, but it is time to go. Indeed, though maybe you'll find more time on your paws soon enough. He does a rather impressive flounce to the door and yanks it open. And he stops dead at the sight of the nebula outside. What have you done? I stop leaning on the counter and turn to face him directly. You cannot leave this place. I have trapped you, just like war and pestilence. I have known who you are all along. I knew what would bring you into the trap. I stand behind the counter, just watching him. Not even my ears twitch, just waiting. He tries to throw himself through the doorway, but is repelled. I doubt he'd survive in the vacuum, but I can't risk it. He gently closes the door as if banging it would release the air in the room, then walks back to the table he used, slowly sinking into the chair. Who are you? What are you? I walk around the counter. My name is Gobaith. As to what I am? When people are suffering, when they see family and friends dying from wars, starvation, pestilence, when they wonder why these tragedies are visited on them, when others stay safe and fed in their great houses, when they call out to anyone who will listen for help, their gods, their leaders, their enemies, then, sometimes, the universe listens. I take a step towards him. In the mirror I can see my eyes glowing gold. Their cries created me. The suffering created by you and your friends brought me into existence. I am the candle in the dark, a light that cannot be extinguished. I am the one who can trap you all. You can't keep us here forever. He's trying to sound defiant, but the tone of voice betrays him. I know. But when the three of you escape from your boxes, I will still be present. You cannot destroy me, no matter how much you try. There's one more. He'll come after you. He comes after everyone eventually. I give him a brief grin. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but we've met already. He and I have no quarrel. He is natural. For there is life, there must be death. Whereas you three... I let my lips pull back from my teeth. You are not natural. You are created by hate, greed, selfishness. Every negative thing that people can do gave life to you. You take what could be a minor event and make it far, far worse. You prevent people from making it better. You revel in it, and in doing so, you all have created me. You may get ahead of me. The three of you may think I am gone. I will always be, until the very end of the universe. You? Maybe not. Perhaps there will be a time where greed does not rule, hate is expunged, and no longer those who wish for disaster in the belief that a god will rescue only them. I pick up my coat and umbrella from behind the counter. He just sits there, watching me. I don't think he ever thought that life could defy him, either in his persona or in his real form. I cross to the door, the one he can never pass through. Goodbye, famine. Until we meet again. We will meet again. I do not look forward to it, but it is destined. As the wheel turns, we must meet again and again. You are fated to your roles and never to fully understand. Therein lies the seeds of your destruction. I turn off the lights and step outside, locking the door behind me. The faint light of the nebula allows me to see his shape, huddled over a table. I don't look at him again. So, you have trapped them. I look over to where the voice came from. For now, they'll always find a way out, or be freed by hatred and corruption. Yet, you still imprison them. You will do so again and again, even though they escape. That is what I must do. I cannot give up, ever. Something I imagine you understand. Death sighs. That is so. We are eternal, and so are our duties. True. I wonder what will happen at the end of the universe. Will we rest if there's no life left? Spending our time knitting until time itself ends? I do not know. I wonder what it would be like to have no duty to do. It is almost... I believe the word is worrying. He actually looks concerned about the idea. Yes, for you I can see that. I have the time to rest from duty sometimes. Speaking of which, I really could do with a cup of tea and an Eccles cake. I look at him for a moment, the two of us alone in the void. Would you like to come along? I'd enjoy the company. He seems to consider for a moment and then smiles. Yes, I would like that. Come on then, I know the perfect place. There's a small cafe in Rickmansworth. This has been my submission to the Mayville 2025 VN Jam. Thanks to Unagi and the team for all their work running it. Special thanks to my proofreaders and playtesters. Credits are up in a bit. And most of all, Diolch yn fawr. Thank you for reading this, or in this case, for listening to it. This has been my first completed VN. And that was it. As I said, short. I wanted to do something short and kind of theatrical for first VN. As you see, I kept the number of scenes very low. Good theatrical practice there. Better if we have it on one, but I figured I can do a bit more than that. And I didn't want to have to write too much burnout and all that, but I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making this, and yeah, I will be carrying on with Llangwyn at some point, probably towards the end of the summer. I will need to do things like find a new artist, unfortunately, for that, but I will work on that. It's good to get back into Ren'Py for this. And this is, say, patrons only right now, so I have no idea what the next video will be when I come out to release this to the rest of you. We'll find out. But in the meantime, I want to say thanks to all my patrons. Hope you enjoyed the extra treat of getting a video ahead of time. And my top patrons are Andy Peng, Aaron Fox, Bastian, Bieker, Brian Hall, Cobus Visser, Dissonance, Exact, Grizz, Alvis Mouse Productions, Evan King, Kartek, Matt Kenya, Mario Cervantes, Graciously Evan, Lark Huskerton, Greyloch, Addy Bear, Velpers Need Coffee, Aram Matarasu, Tiger Cub, Samuto, Spiderling, Rafu, and Omar. So thanks to all of you, especially if you're watching this in the first 2 weeks. And until the next video, whatever that turns out to be, thanks for watching. Bye for now.